It starts with a suitcase and a 6-month plan. You tell everyone back home that you're just going to clear your head, get some sun, and figure out your next move. Then you blink, and a decade has vanished. You look around and you realize you've fallen into what a lot of long-term foreigners call the golden cage. Thailand has this incredible, almost magnetic way of pulling you in, wrapping you in comfort and making the rest of the world just fade into background noise. But if you stay long enough, something shifts inside your head. You start to realize that while you were busy integrating, you became a ghost to your home country and a permanent outsider in your adopted one. You're caught in the psychology of the permapat, deeply attached to the life that you built, but entirely detached from the world you left behind. So let's talk about the first layer of this cage, and it's something nobody warns you about when you land. It's what I call the Peter Pan trap. Back in the West, life is heavy. It's a relentless grind of mortgage stress, grey skies, rising taxes, and this constant ambient pressure to hit milestones. You have to buy the house, climb the corporate ladder, and keep up with the Joneses, and it's exhausting. Then you land in Thailand and suddenly that weight is just lifted off your shoulders. The cost of living drops significantly, the sun is shining, and you can eat incredible food on the street for a couple of bucks. Hire help to clean your condo, and suddenly you have disposable income and freedom. The friction of daily life just evaporates. But here's the trap. Friction is exactly what causes all of us to grow. When you remove all the pressure, it's incredibly easy to stop moving forward. Months bleed into years, and you're living this beautiful Groundhog Day existence where every day is comfortable, but nothing really changes. You're floating. You see guys who have been there for 8, 10, 15 years, and financially, emotionally, or professionally, they're in the exact same spot as the day they unpacked their bags. The ease of the environment can act like a sedative. You become Peter Pan in Neverland, never growing up, never facing the harsh realities that force development, because honestly, why would you? Neverland is beautiful, but one day you wake up, look in the mirror, and realize a decade has passed, and your peers back home have built entire lives while you've been on a perpetual summer holiday. And then that brings you to the second realization, the one that usually hits around year 3 or 4, the invisible ceiling. When you first arrive, you're on a mission. You learn the alphabet, you practice the tones, you make Thai friends, and you do everything you can to prove you aren't just another passing tourist. You want to integrate, and the Thai people are famously welcoming, polite and hospitable, but the more you stay, the more you run into a hard, unyielding truth. No matter how fluent your Thai gets, no matter if you marry into a local family, pay taxes, or run a business, you will always be a Farang. Now don't get me wrong, it's not malicious, it's just the architecture of the society. Thailand is built on an incredibly deep, complex social hierarchy and a profound sense of national identity. It's a culture designed around insular circles of family, duty, and face. As a Westerner, you exist outside of that matrix. You occupy a very specific, permanent social category, the perpetual guest. You'll be sitting at a dinner table with people you've known for years, completely understanding the words, but realizing you will never truly understand the shared cultural coding beneath them. You are allowed to see the culture, you are allowed to enjoy it, but you will never fully own a piece of it. And that realization brings a strange, quiet kind of isolation. You look around the paradise you chose, and you realize that even here, in the place that you love, You are fundamentally alone in a crowd. So what happens when the cage starts to feel a bit confining, or family circumstances change and you decide it's time to leave? You pack up that suitcase, buy a one-way ticket and head back to the West. And that is when the real psychological whiplash hits. Reverse culture shock. You expect home to feel familiar. You expect to fit back into your old life like an old pair of jeans. But instead, you feel like an alien who just dropped onto a foreign planet. And the first thing that hits you is the sheer aggressive pace of everything. People walk faster, talk faster, and the ambient stress in the air is thick enough to cut with a knife. You go into a supermarket and you're overwhelmed by the coldness of the interactions. You miss the warmth, the casual chaos, the smiles and the my pen rye attitude where nothing is ever that big of a deal. But the hardest part isn't the environment, it's the people. You sit down with your old friends, excited to talk about your life, but you quickly realize they don't get it. To them, you've just been on a 10-year vacation. They ask you how the beach was, and then they immediately pivot back to talking about local politics, property prices, or their corporate drama. The world you spent a decade navigating, the nuances, the struggles, the beautiful moments, means absolutely nothing to the people back home. You look at them and realize they've changed, and you've changed, but in completely opposite directions. You don't fit into the Western puzzle anymore. The puzzle pieces have warped. You find yourself standing in your hometown, looking at the life you used to want, feeling entirely detached from it. And that is the ultimate cost of the golden cage. It ruins you for your home country, but it never fully adopts you as its own. You become a person trapped between two worlds, belonging entirely to neither. You're too Western to ever be Thai, but you've seen too much of the world to ever be a standard Westerner again. So, if you're watching and listening to this and you're in your first 6 months, enjoy it. It's a magical time, but keep your eyes open. Pay attention to the friction you're giving up. Remember who you are outside of the paradise, and understand the longer you stay, the heavier the price of admission becomes. Paradise is a beautiful place to visit, and it can be a beautiful place to live. Just make sure you're holding the keys to the cage. So if you've experienced this, please let everyone know down in the comments, and even if you haven't, it might not have hit you the same. Please put your comments down below also, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more future episodes. Take care and ciao for now. Bye bye.
But there, yeah, there's, as necromancy, there's different levels of tomatoes. There's like, and also Japan makes some really good tomatoes, like the little cherry tomatoes.